You know what I want to do? I want payback for that little comment, Michael. Oh, you learned a lesson, blah 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 blah. The next
You
news
did learn a
topic
lesson. You did
you're
learn a
covering,
lesson.
payback. You're going to cover something about Arch. Do it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, here we go.
Talk about your love of Arch. It's so good.
Okay, fair enough. For those who are new to the show and don't know, Ryan is an Arch fan, and I am a person who is also appreciative of Arch, but also likes to point out that Arch is not for beginners, and the amount of people who talk about it being for beginners is just unfortunate because it is great.
Are you a good beginner or are you lame-o beginner? Are you lame-o supremo beginner? Then you can't
Okay,
use Arch.
real
If you're
quick.
a cool beginner, you can use
Ryan
Arch.
is joking. Just to be clear.
Am I?
Are you?
Yes, I'm joking.
Okay,
yes.
good. Just to make sure.
Use Linux from scratch as your first distro if you really want to learn Linux.
I mean, if you want to torture yourself, that's a great option.
If you hate yourself.
Yeah, Linux from scratch is awesome, by the way. I'm not saying it's just not for beginners. It's also not for most people. It's for people who want to learn how a distro is built. Like, I mean, actually built from the ground up. If you want to learn that, and you have a week to 2 weeks, maybe a month to do it, then that's a
you
great
have a month
option.
of PTO with nothing else to do.
Yes,
do Linux from scratch on the beach.
The funny thing is that the more and more you do a certain installation, like if Ryan were to try this again on the VirtualBox, and he could probably he'd do that lesson much faster now that he's gone. Yeah. But that's true for all of the distributions, except for Linux from scratch. It will still take forever. It doesn't matter how fast you do it.
You never get better at it.
It will just take forever no matter what, because of all the processing and the compiling and everything. Like even Gentoo is a lot faster these days, and once you get used to it and stuff, it still takes like a day or so, but it's a minimum like a week for Linux from scratch. Anyway, let's talk about Arch Linux. That's the whole point you're trying to make me talk about. Yeah. So Arch Linux is exploring a formal sponsorship process to support its growth, which is a good thing to hear. A new proposal aims to establish transparent guidelines for accepting financial contributions while preserving the project's independence and values. This move reflects increasing interest from organizations and contributors in sustaining Arch's role in the Linux ecosystem.
Valve.
Yeah, I was just thinking of Valve.
They don't mention that in the news, but yeah, it's Valve, because Valve themselves announced that they wanted to do stuff
Which is
or
awesome.
Donate for.
Yeah.
Arch.
Freaking awesome, right?
Yes.
Like Valve is huge, and their sponsorship could mean a lot to Arch. In fact, their partnership has already meant a lot. They've been working together on several things that have helped improve by proxy things within Arch, because SteamOS is Arch based. Michael?
Yeah, technically speaking, yes, absolutely. This is a problem with things based on
technically
Arch.
speak, it just is, and let it go and move on.
It is, but when people say that something is Arch based and it's super easy to use, and then they go, well, does that mean Arch is super? No. There's a reason they picked Arch, is because it lets them, like, there is no opinion in Arch. Like the way that Debian has no opinion, Arch is similar, except Arch just moves faster. So if you want a distribution base that doesn't do anything out of the box for you and doesn't make any decisions for you, and you want everything decided for you by yourself, that's what Arch gets.
That's right, because Arch users aren't sheeple. We're wolves. Grr.
Grr. That was, anyway, people, Ubuntu or something based on Ubuntu is perfectly fine to get started with. In fact, that's what I recommend. But anyway, let's talk about Arch. We're still talking about Arch, okay? We haven't abandoned the Arch topic yet, Ryan. So you're still winning this battle right now.
Okay, cool.
But this is kind of interesting because I'm curious how they're going to be handling this, because Arch used to be related to connected to the SPI, the software in the public interest. I'm not sure, are they transitioning away from the SPI or that kind of thing? Because that would be interesting to know. But accepting donations is a really cool thing for them to do. But also, a lot of people don't really recognize how, like, if you see a project like, hey, why don't you let me donate to you and, you know, help do like some kind of bug tracking, bug funding to get something fixed or whatever. The reason is because it's very complicated. Yeah. It complicates everything. There's like legal burdens, there's taxes you have to deal with, because once you start accepting donations, you're introducing a new style of taxes. Like you become like depending on where you're from and what country you live in, there could be like self-employment tax being attached to it and all sorts of stuff. It's a complicated thing. So making a formal process is a fantastic thing to hear about because they're working on making all of that make sense while also being able to get all the donations and everything.
Well, they're doing it in a really
organized.
cool way because they're wanting every sponsorship to be publicly documented. Because there's also the problem of, you talked about the government issues and taxes, and you're right, that's 100%. That's 99.99% of the problem. And then the other problem is people start getting weird when you get sponsorships, right? They start questioning, are you being bought by them? Are you, focusing all your attention on just their stuff and no longer what you used to?
That's true.
They start putting some ill intentions that they reflect on you. And because of past experiences, probably with companies that have done shady things,
Yeah. I hate it when people say like, just because this one company is sponsoring this project, that means it's bad or whatever. When there are certain examples where a company could be that and it wouldn't be happy to see it being a project, but there are a lot of times where it's just they use the software and they're giving back to the software, which is what we tell people to do as big corporations taking advantage of open source and using these projects. They should give money back to those projects for that reason, to keep those projects existing. But if there's a catch-22 where people don't want those companies to be doing that, which way do you go?
Yeah. I mean, our show wouldn't exist without the patrons and sponsors.
Right. And earlier, Ryan talked about being weird from all the sponsor stuff. Exactly. He got really weird.
Yeah. And the whole sponsor thing is interesting because we have a lot of people, especially with the growth of the show and things, that come to us that want us to buy ad spots. And ad spots allow us to pay for the servers, allow us to pay for all of the email, all the stuff that goes in, all the business taxes, lawyers you have to have,
media production, editing, processing.
Oh my gosh, there's so much that goes into it. So sponsors are very important. Patrons are very important to it. But we have to turn away a lot of these sponsors. A lot of them are VPNs because we know if we mess up and we bring something on here that's not tried and true, you'll never listen to us again. So we find things like Bitwarden and Sandfly and all of these cool companies that we've brought here. But that also puts us in a pickle because we need money. No, because you want to keep the business running. You want to keep things funded.
He's joking, but
we
need money.
We need money. No, but what's interesting about it is when you do things publicly like this, what Arch is doing is technically they could keep all this hidden, right? Just say we're accepting sponsorships. But then people are going to be really curious, like who's out there sponsoring you?
That's true.
And what kind of money are they utilizing? And what are they So making it public is really important. I think Arch did the right thing. Because the trust, at the end of the day, the point I was making with this show is it's about trust with the audience that we have to build. And so we have to vet the people who we bring onto the show as sponsors. And Arch is doing that with their sponsorship here, I think, and making sure that they don't have external influences that are impacting their decisions and what they do with their distro. So I applaud Arch for the two things. One is going for sponsorships because I want Arch to be around forever, and you need money to be around forever and bring in the talent, but also doing it so publicly so that people can really make sure that it's, staying above water.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It needs to be sustainable, but also, I like the sustainable and transparent approach. It's very good that they're doing that. And also, we are very transparent about it because if someone sponsors us, we literally tell you about it every time we do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I have a feeling Arch will probably use something like Open Collective. That's a good place to start.
Yeah.
It's a good way to do
Valve
it.
could solve for us is the problem of getting money to all of the different projects. We've talked about that before, all the different open source projects, a lot of the stuff that's behind the scenes. Maybe Valve could create some type of system to allow us to donate and get to those.
First of all, but before we go into that, another thing Valve could help us with is sponsoring us. Valve, would you like to?
Oh, yes.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, that'd be
Lord
awesome.
Gaben, we'd love you for that.
and Ryan will agree to put the brain chip in and everything.
Yeah,
I will. For the right sponsorship price, you know what? Sign me up.
Who knows?
What could we lose?
Exactly. But real quick, I do think that'd be a cool idea. But I think the other thing is that the complication of that, because the SPI is kind of that in a way. So there are a lot of projects like Debian is part of SPI. Actually, I think SPI started because of Debian. Like Debian wanted to have something like this, and then they started this, and then a bunch of other projects jumped on, and that's pretty cool. But I think that to be some kind of solution, it may be not creating a organization or a project or whatever that does that sort of thing, but someone creating like a framework explaining like how everything can be working and how it will make sense, how to be transparent, how to do all this stuff. Like if Arch were able to like just provide how they did everything, that'd be very cool too.
Oh yeah, for other distros and stuff to pick up. Yeah,
exactly.